Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina Marie Agderian. I am the author of The Letters in the Old House and The Faceless Woman, both available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. I will have a link to purchase both books in the description below. So today is another episode of Book Talk. If you're new here, this is a series where I talk about a book that I recently read, what I liked, what I didn't like, and ultimately help you determine if you might like to read this book. So today I am talking about Night Objects by Eli Raphael, and I would first like to very much thank Grand Central Publishing for sending me a copy of this book. This is an ARC or advanced reader copy. I would have loved to have filmed this video and gotten it up on YouTube earlier because this was published on May 26th and it's now early June. Unfortunately, my dad passed away unexpectedly and suddenly in early May, so I wasn't able to read or record anything, just literally did not have a second to spare, and things have just been crazy in my personal life. So I want to thank Grand Central Publishing for being so kind and understanding about that, and of course for thinking of me and sending me this book. I'm giving this book a 4 out of 5. I do want to let anybody know before going further. This book does center around the loss of a parent, which was a little odd considering what just happened in my life. And my contact at Grand Central was extremely kind, and when she heard about what had happened, let me know. And she said, if you don't want to continue reading this, totally understand. But I did read it. It was great. It didn't bother me, but I do realize that it may be troublesome for some people to read. So just want to put that out there that, again, this does center around the loss of a parent. So that being said, this story centers around Lenny Winter. She's a 15-year-old young woman in adolescence, and she moves from Miami with her mom and her stepdad to live on a houseboat in Washington State. And when she is there, she does unfortunately experience parent loss, and she moves, or rather her remaining parent sends her away to a boarding school called Blanchard. Blanchard is a very expensive private boarding school, and she meets kids who play by a completely different set of rules than her because they are the children of extremely wealthy people in the Pacific Northwest. So kind of goes into how she feels like she doesn't fit in, and then she suddenly fits in, and what she's kind of willing to ignore and give up to make sure that she still fits in and is accepted by this group of people. If you are a fan of the show Wednesday, I would highly recommend reading this book. I love Wednesday, and this kind of felt Wednesday-ish in the sense that it takes place at a private boarding school. It has a very creepy, sinister undertone to it, so it is a thriller, and it just the vibe of it is just overall very like dark and moody. So if you are into books like that, definitely give this one a read. I also want to say that Eli Raphael this is her first novel, according to her bio on here, and she writes so beautifully. And I don't say that about too many authors, including myself. I try, but I feel like she's just on another level. She really just has this absolutely beautiful way of describing things without it seeming cheesy or corny. And I really just loved reading her writing. It was just absolutely beautiful. I cannot say enough things about her, and she's a very, very talented writer, and I cannot wait to see what else she writes. A couple little things that were made my process of reading this a little bit slower. Number one, the pacing in the beginning seemed very slow. I did not really start to really sink my teeth into the book until she actually, Lenny gets into Blanchard and is, in that space and living there. And then she also does get tapped for a secret society, which is not a spoiler by any means. It actually says it in the synopsis here. So she does get tapped for that. And that's when things actually really started to pick up for me. The beginning does have a little bit of a pacing issue for me anyway. Again, your mileage may vary. I always say that everybody's looking for different things in a story. But anyway, Night Objects by Eli Raphael. Once again, thank you so much to Grand Central Publishing for sending me an ARC of this book. Let me know in the comments if you're putting this on your TBR or if you've read this book already. And as always, guys, happy reading.